but it takes so much longer because you're in it and they're not. And so it's been a really good like revelation for me. I'm focusing on team members, bringing in people who are better at things than me, right? Can be an ego hit, but it's really important for a scalable business. Same thing for coaching, right? And I think it's really important to kind of take ourselves off of that pedestal we want to put, like our ego wants to put us in, so that we truly can get to our goals quicker, easier, and build a business that feels good, right? Some people want those multi-million, businesses. Would I love that? Yes. Do I think I could handle it? Probably, but is it stressful? 100%. And I think it's something that allows you guys, once you get to kind of your first six figures, you really reevaluate things and who you need in your corner. And I think coaching is if you find the right coach, right, is a very wonderful support system to have in your business and your growth. So I love that. I love what you said. I do think it's essential. You need people who understand what you're doing, who are kind of ahead of you in that space of, hey, they've hit six figures. I haven't, but I heard this thing is probably from a podcast I was listening to, honestly, that said a lot of people who have these multi 8, 9-figure businesses don't remember what it was like when they were struggling. A lot of them are like, I did this and it's amazing. It's great. And it is for them now, right? But it was not when they first started. And it's really hard for them to relate back to that because it's kind of, I'm not necessarily trauma informed. I haven't done a lot of it, but it's traumatic when you're starting a business and you're starting from nothing. A lot of people black it out when they get bigger because it was such a painful space. So working with somebody who is closer to you but has done it is really going to help you guys see kind of the full vision of why this is essential to growing my business.
Absolutely. And interesting enough, one of my new clients, she's a new coach, and it's been so hard for her to do videos.
Yep.
And for me, it's so easy. It's like brushing my teeth, right?
Yeah.
But I still remember. And so this week I had to take a step back. And, I love tuning into my intuition as I coach my clients. And I was just tuning into her. And I was like, Zil, she's in that phase where it's just hard to do videos.
Yeah.
So I had that compassion to what she's going through now. And then I had to think up a strategy to help her get to the point where she's comfortable doing videos. So we coached on that.
Yeah.
And actually, we say, we love you using the word push. You push, you push, you push. In her case, I actually had to pull back. I had to pull back and create safety for her in her nervous system first. And that's what we're working on right now. We are working on creating safety in her nervous system, that it's safe to show up online, that it's safe to do stories, that it's just safe. We're working on that. And then in about 2 weeks, she'll be in a way better position to do videos.
Yep.
Right? But if I was, multi-million-dollar coach, I would have I would probably have somebody doing the videos for me, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the videos anymore. So yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So it's like we're all at these different places. And I think so many of us don't honor the place that we're in, right? And remember to be so grateful for it. And beginning of January and all of December was a very hard time for me personally. Like my business was doing great, but I felt it was not, right? Those were my 2 highest grossing months that I've ever had in my business so far. And they were the months that I felt the most crappy about my business and what I was doing. But again, it was like we tell ourselves these stories, right? And it's interesting to me because I'm reading this book about kind of like our inner self, our inner critique, and then our inner like, you go, babe, right? We have 2. And our inner critic is, if we look at her as somebody who is like injured, right? And she's trying to protect us. That's her main goal. And why she says all these negative things is to protect. We can also learn from her though, and know that, okay, that's like her biggest thing, right? Her biggest trigger is she needs to protect us. So when something doesn't go as we planned or thought, she's going to be like, this is why it didn't do that, right?